In 2009, the people of Trinity Episcopal Church began exploring our parish identity and future through a discernment process that welcomed insights from the entire congregation. We discovered that our identity is one of energy and deep experience. The process led to this new mission statement. At Trinity Episcopal Church, we welcome all people to join us as we worship Jesus Christ with all of our senses, practice Christ in the community, and demonstrate Christ's love through ministries that meet the needs of spirit, mind, and body. Today, many barriers prevent us from reaching the full potential of our mission. In discernment, projects were proposed to overcome each barrier to enable a bold future for welcoming, worshiping, and ministering in the name of Jesus Christ. Some projects address long-existing needs and have big price tags. Other ideas were already implemented at little or no cost. This presentation highlights projects critical to the mission of Trinity. How many can be addressed over the next several years? That will depend on the parish's willingness and ability to financially support them in addition to funding our annual budget. In November, Trinity will test the waters for a capital campaign with a feasibility study guided by the Episcopal Church Foundation. Every member of the parish will be asked his or her opinion about the priority for these projects and what their level of financial support might be. The results will help the vestry decide if the time is right for a capital campaign and how much the goal should be. In the meantime, Trinity's annual stewardship campaign is underway. Stewardship Chairman Bob Gasser is encouraging us to think, pray, and give.
Let's talk a little bit about stewardship. Do you realize the Trinity Episcopal Church has been in its present location since the last year of Abraham Lincoln's presidency? Trinity started building in 1865 at the corner of Berry and Fulton. All of us are the current stewards of this fine and historic church. As stewards, it is our responsibility to manage the affairs of this building, our house of worship to God. Our annual stewardship campaign provides the yearly funding for this house of God. Like our own house, God's house has obligations for utilities, supplies, salaries, repair and maintenance, etc. And generally, these costs rise every year. The funding we give in the annual campaign also permits the continuation and expansion of our many wonderful ministries. In recent years, you all have been faithful stewards, and our giving has increased annually. As we approach a potential capital campaign, we must bear in mind that our personal giving to the annual stewardship campaign must be kept at a consistent or even an increasing level to support these obligations. God has given us each time, talent, and treasure. It is our responsibility to share these gifts with God and to show how we respect and care for ourselves, each other, and the world. Obviously, there is a similarity between an annual stewardship campaign and a capital campaign, but the scope of each is different. One drive fuels the church budget for a single year, while the capital project funds structure enhancements and activities. Our theme for stewardship this year is Think, Pray, and Give. We urge each of you to think deeply about your gifts to God for both the annual stewardship campaign and for setting aside some monies for a possible capital campaign. We all need to pray that God will guide us to make the proper decision to support His work and His house. Then we need to give generously of those treasures He has given to us.
As you think, pray, and give in this fall's stewardship campaign, you will also be asked about Trinity's capital needs for our future. The proposed capital projects support our mission and encompass the idea of glorifying God, welcoming all, the theme of our potential capital campaign. Many people have been involved in developing these projects. In this presentation, you will learn about renovations to welcome all people including building enhancements, heating and air conditioning needs, and other smaller renovations. You will hear about the needs of our pipe organ, and you will learn about projects to support our ministries that demonstrate God's love, including enhancing the Garth with a labyrinth and columbarium, strengthening our religious education, and establishing an endowment for outreach ministries.